Hey, Luke, we are about ready to start here.
Okay, thank you all. I'll put you on mute. Thanks.
Good evening and welcome to the January 2nd, 2024 Brookings County / City of Brookings Joint Jurisdiction Board of Adjustment meeting. This meeting is being recorded, televised, and viewable on Swiftel Channel 19, ITC Channel 168, or the Brookings County YouTube channel. And I'll call this meeting to order. Approval of minutes. Is there a motion? Motion by Vanderwall. Second by Aiken. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Items to be added to the agenda by commission members or staff.
I don't have anything.
Invitation for citizens to schedule time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. Disclosure of conflicts of interest. Relationships to applicant or ex parte communication. Approval of agenda. Is there a motion? Motion by Vanderwall, second by Barley. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda approved. Election of officers for 2024.
This time we'll entertain a nomination for chairman.
Second.
Is there any other nominations for chairman? Any other nominations? Seeing none, I'll call for a nomination cease and unanimous ballot for chairman, for Chad Ford for chairman.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Chad, you want to take over for vice chair?
Is there a nomination for vice chair?
Generally, we would do that from the city side, so you could fight over who wants to nominate Woo.
We'll nominate Tanner for vice chairman.
I'll second that.
Is there any other nominations?
Move nomination cease and cast a unanimous ballot.
Is there a second on that?
Second, Aiken.
Second, we'll do Vanderwall on the second. So nomination cease. You're vice chair. Alrighty. Go. Is it all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. We will now convene as the Brookings County City of Brookings Joint Board of Adjustment. The Brookings County City of Brookings Joint Board of Adjustment. This one, right? Is a five. What? This one. There you go. Board of Adjustment is a 5-member board which has the power to hear requests for variances, conditional use, and appeals of the non-ministerial decisions of the zoning officer. The concurring vote of 2/3 of the full board membership of the board, 3 votes, 4 votes would be 2/3, is necessary for approval of a variance or an appeal of the zoning officer. The concurring vote of a simple majority of those board members present and voting is necessary for approval of a conditional use permit. In accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, we require motion to approve the request before it can be requested, before the request can be debated. As a matter of policy, all motions are made in the positive. The board, under specific powers granted to it by the state, shall authorize variances from the zoning requirements where special conditions existing on the land will result in an unnecessary hardship for the applicant. Financial disadvantage to the property owner does not constitute proof of an unnecessary hardship. Agenda item 2024 JJCU 001. Bose Construction Incorporated by Cole Schneider has made an application 2024 JJCU 001 to the Joint Jurisdiction Board of Adjustment for a conditional use permit, joint zoning ordinance of Brookings County and the City of Brookings, Article 3, District Regulations, Chapter 3.04A, Agricultural Land District, Section 3.04.02, Conditional Use Number 17, Sand, Gravel, or Quarry Operations, Mineral Exploration, and Extraction, Rock Crushers, and Concrete and Asphalt Mixing Plants. The property is described as the southwest one-fourth, excluding H-1, and the southeast one-fourth of Section 5, Township 109 North, Range 49W, Trenton Township. Is there a motion? Motion by Vanderwall,
Second.
second by Avery. Richard, would you read staff report?
Yes, 2024 JJCU 001, Bose Construction, Inc. by Cole Schneider has applied for Brookings County, Brookings City Joint Jurisdiction Zoning Ordinance, Article 3, District Regulations, Chapter 3.04A, Agricultural Land District, Section 3.0402, Conditional Use Number 17, Sand, Gravel, or Quarry Operations, Mineral Exploration and Extraction, Rock Crusher, and Concrete or Asphalt Mixing Plants, to mine and crush sand and gravel mined on site and to be able to haul in, stockpile used concrete and asphalt, and recycle the used products into aggregate products. The proposed 319.58 acre mining site is on two parcels of land that they own on the east side of 34th Avenue South, located south and east of Brookings. The southeast one-fourth contains 160 acres, and the southwest one-fourth contains 159.5 acres, and both are in Section 5 of Trenton Township. The property is currently being farmed, and they would like to mine the sand, and the gravel. They would start mining on the east side of the property and work towards the west, and they plan on mining 2 to 4 acres a year. The proposed mining depth will be a maximum depth of 60 feet, with an average depth of 40 feet, with a 4-to-1 back slope on the edge of the mined area. Proposed timeline of the mining is 100 years, or when the mining material is depleted. There is an existing driveway on the south side of the property along 32nd Avenue South, which is also 215th Street, which is a Trenton Township gravel road, that will be used for the entrance and exit to the property. The applicant is in contact with Trenton Township officials and setting up a road agreement, which we have on file in the office. The hours of operation will be from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, with additional hours as needed during the construction season. Weed and dust control will be done on an as-needed basis. Berms would be constructed with a 4-to-1 slope along the road and the mining area. Silt fence would be used to control erosion until the berms are seeded down and the grass is established. The applicant would need to apply for a mining permit from the South Dakota Department of Agricultural and Natural Resources, with a copy of the mining permit to be on file in the Brookings County Development Office. The reclamation plan is to leave the mined area as an open water, and the reclamation plan would need to meet the South Dakota Department of Agricultural and Natural Resources requirements. The majority of the 319.58 acres is in the floodplain, but not the entire parcel. The parcels are in Zone B of the Aquifer Materials Map, but are not in Zone A, Aquifer Critical Impact Zone, wellhead protection. It is approximately 5,000 feet to the south of Zone A, and they would need to follow the Brookings City, Brookings County Joint Jurisdiction Ordinance, Section 3.0605, Zone B, Aquifer Secondary Impact Zone, Section 3.060504, the performance standards in Zone B. The property is located within the 3-mile joint jurisdictional area and is zoned ag. Letters were sent to the adjoining landowners, the Trenton Township Chairman and Clerk, Brookings County Highway Department. A staff report was sent to the Brookings City Community Development Office. Public notices were published in the Brookings Register on December 19th and 26th, 2023. Here's the conditional use application. Is there a site plan? Showing the two parcels of land 25th Street, or 32nd Avenue South, 34th Avenue South to the east. On the west side, 32nd Street on the south. This would be the access road that they would be using to enter and exit the mining site, the property. This is the beacon map showing the southwest quarter, right here. Waterway going down, proposed draw, that is existing there. The yellow area is the Zone B of the Aquifer Protection Map. This is the southeast quarter. It's just a map showing the floodplain of both the southwest quarter, the northwest corner is out, and same way on the south and the southeast corner, a little portion on the north side is out also. That's just a beacon map showing the property the way it is, currently being farmed. Waterway going down through the southwest quarter. Some photos of the area. This is looking at the half-mile line between the northwest quarter and the southwest quarter, looking towards the east. This is the adjoint right here, looking towards the southeast. This is just looking south from that same area. This is halfway down, 3/4 of a mile down the road, looking towards the east, towards the bare field. This is at the intersection of 34th Avenue and 32nd Street South. Right there, just looking towards, good clear view, looking to the north there and looking towards the east. This is just looking back on the east side of the building site here, looking towards the north. This is where the waterway is in the southwest quarter going down there. Nice ditched waterway. See the farm ground along there. This is east of that. This is the field entrance on the very east side of the southeast quarter that would use to enter and exit the property. Here's a little better picture of that. This is looking back towards the west from this field entrance right here. Nice, even, clear sight east and west. And that's all that I have, and the applicant is here this evening.
Thank you, Richard. Would the applicant please step forward and clearly state your name into the mic?
Hear me all right? Be Cole Schneider with Bose Construction.
Do you have anything to add to Richard's report at this time?
No, not really a whole lot to add. Just, yeah, we plan to start mining, I guess, to the far east part of the property and then be working to the west. Then access would be starting on the east and going from there with, as we excavate dirt above the aggregate, be using that as berms.
Is there any questions from members of the board at this time? I'll go back to your seat for a second. I'll now open the public portion of the hearing. Is anybody in the audience that is for this? Seeing and hearing none, is there anybody in the audience that is opposed to this? Seeing and hearing none, I'll now close the public hearing portion. Is there any additional comments or questions from members of the board? Seeing and hearing none, Richard, would you call a vote?
I'll do that after I read the findings of facts. I'll read the findings of facts in their entirety. Brookings County, Brookings City Joint Jurisdictional Conditional Use Permit 2024 JJCU 001. Application for a conditional use permit having been filed with the joint board acting as a joint board of adjustment. A copy of the application being attached here too. Such application being made by Bose Construction Inc. by Cole Snyder regarding the following real property. The southwest 1/4 except H1 and the southeast 1/4 of section 5, township 109 north, range 49 west, Trenton Township. After due notice, a public hearing having been held on the application on the 2nd day of January 2024. Number 1, the joint board hereby finding that it is empowered to grant such a conditional use under the following sections of the zoning ordinance. For the Brookings County, Brookings City, Brookings, Article 3, District Regulations, Chapter 3.04A, Agricultural Land District, Section 3.0402, Conditional Use Number 17, sand, gravel, or quarry operations, mineral explorations and extractions, rock crushers, concrete, and asphalt mixing plants. And further finding that the granting of the conditional use will not adversely affect the public interest. Number 2, the joint board further finds and certifies that the following specific rules governing the conditional use request have been complied with. Performance standards of the Zone B Aquifer Secondary Impact Zone in Section 3.060504 on page 48 of the Brookings County, Brookings City Joint Jurisdictional Ordinance. Number 3, the joint board further finds that satisfactory provisions and arrangements have been made concerning the following are applicable. A, entrance and exits to the property, proposed structures therein with particular reference to automotive, pedestrian safety, convenience, traffic flow, control, and access in case of fire or catastrophe. Entrance and exit to the property will use the existing driveway on 32nd Street South, also known as 215th Street. B, off-street parking and loading areas were required with particular attention to items in A above and the economic noise, glare, or other effects of the conditional use on adjoining properties or properties generally in the district. No on-street parking, no parking of equipment or storage of fuel or oil in mining area, separate parking lot and storage area for fuel, oil, and equipment with containment to be 300 foot away from the mined or actively mined area. C, utilities and refuge and service areas with reference to locations, availability, and compatibility. Dumpster service required for garbage disposal. D, screening and buffering with reference to type, dimensions, and character. Berms with 4-to-1 slope around this mining area, top of the berm to be 10 feet in width. The trees we plant on top of the berm, working with the Brookings County Conservation District, berms to be seeded down, silt fence installed around berms or the perimeter of the mining area until grass is established to prevent erosion. Perimeter of the mining area to be fenced in. E, signs, if any, and proposed exterior lighting with reference to glare, traffic safety, economic effect, compatibility, and harmony with properties in the district. 32 square foot sign allowed or any required safety signs. Required yards or other open spaces. Spraying of all noxious and other weeds before they go to seed. Monitors weed growth and weed control by spraying, mowing, tilling by permit holder or designee professional sprayer service. Weed control is pursuant to South Dakota Codified Law 38-22 and will be inspected 2 times a year for weed growth and weed control by the Brookings County Weed Supervisor. G, general compatibility with adjacent properties and properties in the district. Comprehensive plan is met for the agricultural district. H, the roads providing access to the property are adequate to meet the transportation demands of the proposed conditional use. The Board of Adjustment may require the applicant to enter into a written contract with any affected township or other governmental unit regarding the upgrading or continued maintenance of any roads used for the conditional use required prior to the issuance of a continued use. Road agreement with Trenton Township is on file. 32nd Street South, aka otherwise known as 215th Avenue, 215th Street, meets the transportation demands of the conditional use. Any required notifications to law enforcement or fire department. Notifications of Brookings County 911 or Brookings County Emergency Management of any hazardous materials or chemical spills. J, any required safety inspections. Any inspections required by the South Dakota Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources, or any other state agency for gravel mining. Number 4, the joint board further determines and conditions as conditional use permit the following additional special conditions or safeguards. A, follow Brookings City, Brookings County Joint Jurisdictional Ordinance, Section 3.0605. Zone B, Aquifer Secondary Impact Zone, Section 3.060504, Performance Standards in Zone B. B, follow Brookings City, Brookings County Joint Jurisdictional Ordinance, Section 5.0203 for setbacks. C, dust control such as magnesium chloride or like products in the driveway, entrance, exit, loading areas as required. D, hours of operation be 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Additional hours as needed during the construction season. E, entrance gates to be padlocked. F, reclamation plan mine area to be open water. Best management practice to be used for the design, construction, and maintenance of the mined open water area. Mined area to be backsloped inward from the outer mined edge. G, South Dakota Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources mining permit required and a copy on file with the Brookings County Development Office. H, conditional use is good for 100 years until January 2nd, 2024, for 21-24, or until gravel, sand is depleted. Allow used concrete and asphalt to be stockpiled and crushed on-site into recycled aggregate. The Joint Board of Adjustment needs a majority vote of the members present to grant the above petitioner a conditional use for the above described real property as follows. Conditional use number 17, mine, crush, sand, and gravel on site, all unused concrete and asphalt to crush and stockpile crushed, recycled, used aggregate. This conditional use is specifically conditioned on initial and continued compliance with all the requirements in 3 and 4 and above, and upon compliance with all applicable provisions of the Brookings County zoning ordinance and the city of Brookings. If approved, the Brookings County zoning director is authorized to issue any required building permits for construction consistent with the requirements of this conditional use permit. If this conditional use permit is not used within 3 years of the date granted, it shall be invalid, dated the 2nd day of January 2024.
Are there any additions or corrections to the findings of facts?
Just a quick question on the berms. You stated that you're going to remove topsoil before you start mining to create the berms. This is a rather large 2 parcels to this property that looks like it's 100 years that could be mined out. Are we doing the berm all the way around the 2 parcels, or only the parcels as we mine further?
That would be up to the applicant, as if they have enough mine material to do it all at once, or they could do it as they go.
It could go as the open mine goes.
Yes, the
can
berms
go.
would have to go along there.
Because it's not basically stated anywhere in the regulations how that berm has to be
Oh, 'cause
constructed.
If they do the west part, they put the berm on there, they're losing, quite a few acres that they're losing for agricultural income off of that if they put a
Right,
berm
I
there.
assume it's going to be farmed until it's opened up for mining, so. But if you put a north-south berm in, then you got to move the berm every time you move the mining operation.
Correct. Then once you mine there, the berm would be permanent and stay there.
So flip over it and go to another pond.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions on the findings of facts? Thank you, Mr. Vanderwall. Richard, would you call the vote?
Bartley,
All right,
Vanderwall. Aiken. Avery.
Aye.
And Ford.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Moving on, agenda item number 10, department reports. Everybody's good?
Got nothing, yep.
No need for an executive session? Sounds good. Motion to adjourn? Motion. Motion by Vanderwall, second by Aiken. All in favor? Motion passes, meeting adjourned.
We will get started with the county planning and zoning committee in just a couple minutes here.